Good skill set. So, hey guys, let's bring up the film. So let's watch a little bit of film here. And all right, so let's watch some Jayden Limar film, everybody. And I think the first thing you're going to notice, I really like his feet. I don't think he's a super sudden guy, but I think he's a very nimble guy with very good balance. That's the first thing that stands out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Short strider.
Yeah, I think he's a very natural inside zone runner. I think he's got really quick feet, like you said. I think he's got good vision. I think he just kind of navigates space really well. He understands how to sift through traffic really well inside, which is surprising because he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I think he's a really successful inside runner.
He's listed at 5'11". I still don't see that. I have not seen that as I've watched this kid.
He's like 5'9.5",
5'10".
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's okay. Running back, I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
I bet with his athleticism, he can still dunk a basketball.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that stands out to me too is like, you look at like a guy like Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love's taller, thicker, far more explosive. But the thing about Jaden is with Jeremiah, there's a lot to still learn about playing running back. This kid is a very natural football player. Like you see him, he's patient when he needs to be patient, and then he can put his foot in the ground and explode vertical. But there's a lot to be said for finding these kids that they just know how to play. The position is just natural to them. Mm-hmm. And that's what you need. The vision is there. You see it even with that cut. But when I refer to vision, I'm referring to the ability to see anticipate the second level defender, read the first level defenders, and get the ball out there. Those are things that you really like about this guy. That's nice acceleration right there.
It is.
After getting yanked back, he sees that thing and splits it quick.
I think he's going to be really nice in the screen game as well, which he's utilized at Lake Stevens a ton too. Because again, I think that he has a really good knack for navigating space, and I think he has just a really good peripheral vision and just seeing what's in front of him and what's developing around him.
And that's that balance I'm talking about, right? Like this is not a touchdown if you're playing against Alabama, but it is a 5-yard gain. That's the thing, that balance right there. And he just keeps putting forward. And Brian, what you talk about is like he didn't run anybody over there, but that's good strength. I mean, he just runs right through that stuff, keeps that leg, the legs really churning, keeps working forward, gets into the end zone, and he acts like he's been there before, which I always love.
He seems like a pretty mature kid. Like he didn't do all the hat baloney and stuff like that. He just, I'm going to Notre Dame. I like the fact that he comes from that background.
Does nobody in this league like study film? How many times are they going to burn him with this screen? It's the same. It's like they do the same thing every time, and it's like nobody's prepared for it.
It's just a halfback middle screen, man. It's not nothing fancy.
Yes, like that right there. Like this is what I'm referring to. Like I just don't see the 4.53 speed that people talk about, but that's okay. I mean, he's still plenty fast. But I also wonder, Brian. Because we had that, we liked Jadarian Price's speed as a junior, but it wasn't like, oh wow, home run. It's like, hey, look, he's got plenty of speed, but he's not a super explosive guy. Well, then when you went and saw him as a senior, that was based off junior film. But when you went and saw him as a senior, we found out then that he was injured all year last year. He just played through it, and that's why he wasn't explosive. Like, oh, okay, makes sense. And then as a senior, you see that explosiveness, and of course, as a freshman at Notre Dame so far, he's been incredibly explosive. So, maybe there's something like that there with Jaden too. That's a really nice read and cut.
Yep.
His ability to make a cut in close quarters is going to serve him very, very well with the inside zone and stuff like that. He's going to grind out yards that other backs would not.
Yep.
I think he's a little more he's a little, I mean, we keep comparing him to Kyron Williams, but I think Kyron kind of always played as a more like durable, finish forward type of back, like a very slippery dude. I really think that this kid is just a little more natural, at least at this age, of just kind of reading things in front of him and to the side of him. Like I think he just has kind of a knack for understanding when to cut, where the second level defender is going to be, where's the replacement defender to that second level defender. Like I think he just has a knack for playing the position, and that's a nice little finish to the run there.
Yeah, that's one of those children that his mother's unhappy.
Yeah. And there's someone in the chat talking about how he's slow. He's not slow. Like if we're having like real discussions here, there's a difference between not being fast and being slow. It's not slow.
If you look at his offer list, it would not include those institutions if he was quote unquote slow.
From
That's
Washington
conversation.
Also, speed is one of the more overrated aspects of being a very good college running back. Carden Williams ran almost 4.7.
Yep.
Yeah. His vision and his
Physical
ability
run.
to catch the ball is going to get him in the lineup in some capacity. What was it McCullough said? He needed a third down back, a guy that can pass block, etc. This guy checks more than one box. So he's got a chance to play in multiple packages in multiple situations.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to – he could be a really good situational back, but he doesn't have to just be – to your point, Brian, he doesn't have to just be a situational back. He can be an every down back. This is what I'm talking about. This isn't slow. This is patience. Like, okay, where's the hole? Okay, now let me hit it. Okay, bam, let me find that cut and get vertical. What some people need to understand about being a running back is sometimes if you're going as fast as you can the moment you get the ball, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. Randy Kinder, how you doing?
There you go.
Those are nice ball skills on that wheel right there too, finishing through contact. That was pretty nice. Good concentration through the catch.
He reminds me a little bit of Mike Hart.
Interesting. Yeah. Similar body type coming out of high school. Absolutely. Catches with his hands, gets both feet down. He's got some really impressive, Brian. I don't know if you've seen it, but he's got some really impressive 7-on-7 film as like a slot. He'll catch some stuff out of the backfield, but also as a slot. Tracks that deep ball really well right there.
Well, that's something I was going to ask you. I have not watched his 7-on, but I mean, I go to more of those than I'd like to admit. Yeah. If you can catch like that, again, that's just another way to find yourself on the gridiron. And this just in, Notre Dame is not exactly deep at wide receiver right now.
Right. So. Here's another thing, too. If you're not a natural pass catcher, this is actually harder than those balls he was where he had to slow up and turn his hips forward. Tracking a ball over your shoulder is one of the harder things to do if you don't have natural ball skills.
Yeah.
And there he does. He's quite the main on that kid, a little quarterback.
Yeah, I think he was a freshman from what the coach said, the quarterback.
And you said, Ryan, he also has a freshman brother who rushed for over 10 touchdowns on that team.
Really?
Oh, yes. Wow. Smitty, get this one. Apparently, Jaden ran for like 23 touchdowns this year. His younger brother, who was a freshman last year, ran for 14 as well. So
something tells me the brother has some athleticism as well. That's quite a few for a kid that's 14, 15 years old.
Yep.
There's a little Kyron-esque stiff arm there.
This is a well-rounded player. I don't see how anybody could be disappointed with Notre Dame picking this kid up.
This is another one, Ryan, too, guys, that again, this is where you see he doesn't have – I don't see the 4.5 on this play either, right? Like I just –
get in the corner, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see the burst.
Right. He's got a better vertical burst than he does, that speed to just get to the perimeter.
Right.
Which, again, I'm very curious to kind of see – yeah, I'm curious how he sees as a senior. Is he a kid that just got faster as a senior? And so you're seeing the 4.5s this offseason, and we'll see it more as a senior on film, or some guy. But see, look, Brian, you know this too, especially down in Florida. There's a lot of kids that are really fast in track that don't play fast in football.
Yeah, because they're scared to death.
Right.
Yeah,
and then vice versa. And sometimes not scared to get. It's just different skill set. And some guys just can't run as fast out of a stance as they can out of the blocks. It's strange, but it happens from time to time.
And with this level of so the backstory real quick before I make my point is that their quarterback got injured multiple times during the season. So Jaden was the player that the coaching staff trusted to kind of be that replacement quarterback. So they went to a Wildcat system and this team made it to the state championship this year too. So they were a good football team.
This is probably the most explosive to the corner I've seen him.
Yeah, he put his foot in the ground there.
Yeah.
And I think that was in the playoffs too when he was playing quarterback. So that was probably against a decent team that he just had that run against. So,
does anybody know what his number 2 choice was? Just out of curiosity.
You know what? I don't know that for a fact. My understanding is it was Michigan or Oregon were the next two that he was looking at. I don't know which one was above which.
Well, that answer leads into the following, and to your earlier point, it's why Notre Dame needs to at least kick the tires on the top 5 players in that state over the next couple of years. For Washington not to finish in the top 3 for arguably the best player in the state is a bad sign for their program.
It's very telling.
That's sad, actually.